Mars Hill Bible School and Panther Gymnasium for tonight's game between the Wayne County Lady Cats and your Mars Hill Panthers! The officials for tonight's game are registered with the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. An attitude of good sportsmanship and Christ-like character should be upheld by all players, coaches, and fans. If you would at this time, we ask you to please rise. Our prayer this evening will be led by Will Myhant, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
Let's pray. Father God, we come before you. We are thankful that we can be here tonight. Father, we pray for the safety of our players, for their coaches, for the cheerleaders, for all those that will be participating in the game tonight. Father, we pray that they would give their best effort, that they would glorify you. Father, we pray as fans that we would be respectful, that we would show the respect that is due to everyone that's here. Father, we're thankful for Jesus, for the value that he placed on each one of our lives, and we pray every day that we would live lives in view of eternity, knowing that this isn't our home, but that one day we get to live with you forever. And it's in the name of Jesus that we pray. Amen.
Amen. If you would now turn your attention to the rafters above center court as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, Wayne County fans, welcome to WCHS Sports. Tonight we are on the campus of Mars Hill Bible College in Florence, Alabama, where your Lady Cats tonight are going to be starting off tonight. First game tonight against the Lady Panthers. Your starting lineup tonight for the Lady Cats, going to be number 42, Presley Daniel, number 30, Lou Prater, number 25, Ava Ashley, number 21, Emma Bryant, and number 12, Blair Bogus. Starting lineup for the Lady Panthers going to be number 0, Lila Embry, number 2, Cadence Ralston, number 4, Belle Hill, number 21, Molly Wright, and number 22, Mia Humphreys. Lady Cats early on in the season, undefeated. Played several games already and have come out on top. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to see tonight from these ladies from Mars Hill, and I don't know much about them, but we are excited to see some basketball action here tonight from both our Lady Cats and our Wildcats here. It's the second game of the night, so we're going to be bringing you all the action right here on WCHS Sports. Love for you to get active in our chat. Go ahead and get in there and share your thoughts. Make sure you keep it respectful, and we would love to have hear from you tonight as we carry on the action here, and are excited to bring you the action here from Mars Hill Bible College in Florence, Alabama. We're going to be getting ready to get started as the starting lineups are being introduced at the moment, and we're going to be getting started here in just a couple of minutes with basketball action right here on WCHS Sports. Wildcat fans, you can see our Lady Cats out on the floor, ready to go, ready to take the opening tip. Blair Bogus at center court is going to be matching up against Bell Hill for the opening tip here. Morris Hill, looking at their roster, they've got 7 ladies on their roster. They are a very young team, 1 senior, 4 freshmen, 2 sophomores. So Blair and Hill ready for the tip off here, and there's the tip. We are ready to go, and no actual tip there, but we do come down with the ball as Ava Ashley takes control. She gets that over to Emma Bryan, and now Emma's going to set up the offense for the Lady Cats. Lady Panthers in a 3-2 zone early on defensively here against the Lady Cats offense. Daniel swings it around to Ava Ashley. Ava's got a shot in the corner, and it's just a little too strong, but Blair Bogus there with the rebound is going to maintain possession, get the ball back out to Emma Bryant, back out the top, and she's going to try to reset and get things going again. See if we can get us another shot at it here. Ava back over in the corner. This time the Lady Panthers collapse down on her. This time in transition. Down the hill to Blair, and Blair intercepted on the pass inside. She was looking for Presley Daniel. Hill comes away with it. Hill drives inside. She gets the ball underneath to Cadence Ralston. And Ralston with the basket there to give the Lady Panthers an early 2-0 advantage. Turnover is going to be critical. Lady Cats are going to have to make sure they maintain possession and get back in transition there to prevent those kind of baskets. But that was a good play by the Lady Panthers getting the ball up the court. Now the ball swings around over to Prater. Prater's handling the ball. She's looking inside, wanted to get it down low, but the zone defense is cutting off that inside cut. And so now we're going to have to get something going on the outside here to try to loosen up the defense a little bit. Belair had the ball, tried to dribble it down, but it bounced off of her leg, and Emma was able to recover possession. Now she's been guarded out the top by Lila Embry. Embry with the ball, but passes it back over to Ava Ashley on the elbow. She gets it over to Daniel, finds Emma Bryant in the corner. Emma with the 3 on the way, and that 3-pointer is good for Emma Bryant. So Bryant with a 3-pointer early on here in the contest, and we are now back to a 3-2 advantage for the Lady Cats. We have a stoppage of play here on the court. And Hill is going to bring the ball up the floor for the Lady Panthers. She finds a person over in the corner who gets the ball over Blair. They tried to get it back inside to Ralston, and Blair knocking the ball away, just not quite able to keep it in bounds. So the possession going to stay with the Lady Panthers. Panthers down on the low end, tried to pass the ball inside, and Blair gets in the way, intercepts that pass, and now Blair's going to bring it back, try to get it all the way. She's taking it all the way down the floor, and she's going to go coast to coast to convert the basket. And now the Lady Cats out to a 5-2 advantage here. Good start here for the Lady Cats after that initial turnover. The Cats are going now. Now Emma Bryant with a turnover as she steals the ball there at midcourt. She brings it all back up the floor, and she is fouled on the attempt. So Emma's going to go to the line and shoot 2. 5:47 to go here in the first quarter of action. Humphreys picks up her first foul of the contest. So Maya Humphreys with the foul there. First shot's away, and it is good. Lady Cats can feel pretty confident when we've got Emma Bryant standing at the line. She's one of our better free throw shooters on this team. Second shot away, and that one's going to be good as well. 7-0 run now for the Lady Cats here after that early basket by the Lady Panthers, and now the Lady Cats getting into a groove. Ball over to 22. That's Humphreys. Humphreys trying to find a way to drive it inside, and she's getting cut off. And now a nice pass there, but it is intercepted by Presley Daniel. Presley just stepped right in the way, saw exactly where she was trying to go with the ball, and stepped in to take that ball away. Ball out to Ava Ashley at the top. She looks inside and finds Blair Bogus with a good feed, and Blair goes up just a little too strong, rolls off the back of the iron, but then the ball knocked out of bounds by Ralston, and so the possession is going to retain with the Lady Cats on their end of the floor. Bryant takes the ball out. She finds Daniel inside. She gets the ball back out to Ava Ashley. She swings it back over to Bryant, and now we got a kick ball on the pass inside, and so the ball down once again going to remain with the Lady Cats. Bryant on the inbound pass, looks out and finds Blair Bogus. Blair driving in the lane. She goes up strong and just a little too strong there, and a little scrum underneath the basket there, but the ball knocked out of bounds by Mia Humphreys for the Lady Panthers. So the Lady Cats going to retain the possession. Bryant with the ball. She finds Lou Prater in the corner. Prater with the three on the way. Not quite strong enough. Just off the front of the iron. And Blair Bogus on the rebound. Now we've got a foul on the play. And so the foul is going to go against Lila Embry. That's her first foul of the contest. 2 fouls early here against the Lady Panthers. Inbound pass to Ava Ashley right on the wing, and Ava knocks down a three. No effort at all whatsoever. And now we're on a 10-0 run, 10-2 lead for the Lady Cats. Shot out to the corner, and it looks like Ava got a little bit of a hand on it there. We're trying not to foul underneath as the ball goes off of one of the Lady Cats out of bounds. And so the possession is going to stay with the Lady Panthers. So Lady Panthers underneath their own basket going to inbound the ball. 4:47 to go here in the first quarter of action. Lady Cats with the early 10-2 advantage. Trying to get the ball in bounds, and she finally does. Now the ball to Hill there right at the top of the key. She steps back and puts up a three-pointer, and that three-pointer for Belle Hill is going to fall, and that's going to end the drought for the Lady Panthers. 10-5 the score. Lady Cats with possession bring the ball up the floor. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. Ball over to Presley Daniel in the corner. She gets it back out to Lou Prater at the top of the circle. She finds Blair Bogus. Bogus wanted to drive inside. Instead, she kicks it back over to Emma Bryant in the corner. Bryant just a little too strong, but rebound right there by Blair Bogus, and Bogus with the rebound and the putback, and that's going to give Blair 4 points tonight on the contest as we expand the lead. Hill now trying to drive inside. She kicks it out, and the shot away from the three-point line, no good. Rebound by Humphreys, and Humphreys is blocked, and the Lady Cats now with possession as Molly Wright was looking for that three-pointer over in the corner. Emma brings the ball up. Now a little bit of pressure in the backcourt, and now Blair Bogus with the drive. She's trying to move it down inside, and now we're going to get a foul called against Lila Embry. That's her second foul here in the first quarter of action. And so checking in for Embry is going to be number 34, Briley Durham, for the Lady Panthers. Lady Panthers have 3 fouls here in the first quarter against none for the Lady Cats. 3:44 to go in the first quarter. Prater with the ball. She kicks it over to Presley Daniel. Daniel gets it down low to Blair, and Blair in the lane puts up a runner. No good, but Presley with a nice rebound. She kicks it back out to Ava at the top. Ava wanted the three-pointer, but she didn't quite get it off before the defense collapsed down on her. Now over to Daniel. Daniel swings it back across the court to Emma, and Emma's going to bring it out to the logo. She's going to kind of reset everything and slow everything down, try to get the offense going here for the Lady Cats. Pass by Prater out to Ava at the top. Ava's now collapsed into a double-team situation. They're trying to trap her, and that's going to leave somebody open. Presley had the ball underneath, and now with the look inside to Blair Bogus, and we've got a foul called. And that's going to be a foul against Ralston. Ralston's going to pick up her first foul of the contest. That's now 4 fouls against the Lady Panthers. 1 more foul, and the Lady Cats will be shooting the rest of the way the first quarter. Inbounds pass to Blair Bogus, and Bogus knocks down the basket right off the back of the rim, back of the backboard rather. Knocks it off the window in for 2 points. 14-5 the advantage for the Lady Cats here in the first quarter. Clock inside of 3 minutes. Gets the ball over to Hill in the corner. Hill fires up a three-pointer, a little strong, but then Ralston collects the rebound. And now she's going to try to get inside, being guarded by Presley Daniel. She got around her and got in there. So Ralston gets inside, and she's able to make the Lady Cats pay. 14-7 now the score here, first quarter of action. Emma brings the ball up, and she finds Prater over to the side. And now we've got a foul against the Lady Panthers. That's going to be foul number 5 for the Lady Panthers here in their first quarter. That's the first foul against Hill. And so now with 5 fouls, that's going to put the Lady Cats in the bonus, and the Lady Cats will be shooting 2 for the remainder of the quarter. So Lou Prater goes to the line for the Lady Cats. First shot away, a little strong, no good. Bouncing off the back of the iron. Second attempt for Lou on the way. That one falls through. So Lou extends the lead for the Lady Cats, 15-7. was the 8-point advantage. Hill brings the ball up the floor, and she loses handle as she was trying to drive it inside and just comes off of her foot. She kicks it out of bounds, and so now the turnover there is going to give the ball back to the Lady Cats. 2:15 to go here in the first quarter as Bryant brings the ball up the floor for the Lady Cats. She finds Ava. Ava swings it over to Blair. Blair gets the ball, and she wanted to drive it inside, but then she picks it up and passes it over to Bryant, who finds Prater. Prater back out to Ava Ashley. Ava back over to Blair in the corner, and now she gets it back out to Emma. Emma's going to back it up, and she's going to reset the offense for the Lady Cats. The Lady Panthers now moving a little bit more into, they're still in that zone, but they're playing like a zone man, and that should be a strong foul as the Lady Panthers fighting to get to the ball, and that's going to be Ralston's second. So Ralston with her second foul of the game, and that's going to send Bogus to the line to shoot 2. Blair's first one is good. And now checking into the game for the Lady Cats is going to be number 33, that's Adeline Odell, and number 32, Mary Grace Littleton checking in for the Lady Cats. Blair's second shot is up and good. 17-7 now the advantage for the Lady Cats. Hill brings the ball up the floor. She kicks it back over on the elbow, gets it back out to the top of the floor to Durham. Durham back over to right, and then she finds Humphreys. Humphreys tries to drive it in. She pulls up a little 15-footer, no good. Emma Bryant brings in the rebound, and now the Lady Cats driving back up the floor. Emma's going to bring it up. She's going to try to set up the offense for the Lady Cats. She kicks it over to Ava Ashley, who finds Littleton on the elbow. Back out to Odell at the top, who gets it back over to Bryant. Bryant finds Ava in the corner. Ava with the three-pointer on the way. A little strong, no good. But Blair controls the rebound. She's going to drive it back inside and try to finish. She doesn't quite get there, but she's going to get a rebound and put it back. The basket is going to be good, and the foul going against Belle Hill. That's going to be her second foul of the game. So now the Lady Panthers have committed 7 fouls here in the first quarter, and the three-point play converted by Blair Bogus. And now the advantage for the Lady Cats, 20-7 here, inside a minute to play in the first quarter. Hill has the ball. She's bringing it up the floor, and a little bit of a bunch up there for the Panthers. Not really kind of spreading out enough. And one of our ladies gets a hand on the ball, tries to knock it away, but the Panthers able to recover. Hill with the ball at the free throw line. She comes up, pulls up a shot. It's going to roll off the iron, but she follows in and gets her own rebound, and then she puts it back. So a nice play there by Hill on the offensive end of the floor for the Lady Panthers. Makes the score 20-9. We're inside of 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Emma brings the ball up the floor. Lady Cats look like they're going to maybe settle in to get the last shot of the quarter. Ava finds Bryant over in the corner. Emma wanted the shot, but the defense able to collapse down on her before she got it away. We got 9 seconds to go here as the clock winds down, trying to find a shot. And now Ava's going to drive it inside. She's going to put up a runner. No good, but the rebound there by Bogus, and Bogus is going to be fouled underneath. That foul looks like it's going to go against Hayla Crook. So Crook picks up her first foul of the game, and that's going to send Blair to the line to shoot 2. First shot rolls in. It's very good for Blair Bogus. Second shot away. And that one's good as well. So 2 shots in for Blair to close out the first quarter of action. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. After 1, it's 22-9. Lady Cats in control. And we'll be back with second quarter action right here on WCHS Sports. All right, Wildcat fans, welcome back here to WCHS Sports. We're ready to start the second quarter. Lady Cats in front of Mars Hill by a score of 22-9. Mars Hill with possession is going to begin the second quarter. Hill takes the inbounds, and she's going to try to drive it inside. She kind of pushed off there a little bit, but she gets inside in the paint there and puts up a little floater, and that two-point basket is good. So that's going to cut the deficit in half, 22-11. Odell on the floor has the ball. She kicks it over to Ava, who gets Littleton over on the elbow, and now she finds Emma. Emma's got the ball back out to Odell, who gets it back out to Ava, and Ava's going to hand it back off to Emma, and now Emma's just going to set up the offense, try to slow things down. Lady Cats got a little bit of foul trouble on the Panthers here in the first quarter. 8 fouls committed against the Lady Panthers on the Wildcats here in the first quarter of action, and so that's going to be important. And now we got a bench warning on the floor. Not sure exactly what happened there. If maybe the coach was a little too far out on the floor. So stoppage of play as the official enforces the bench warning. You got to stay on the sideline in this vein where these people are running up and down the floor. And now we have a foul on the game. That's going to be the first foul committed by the Lady Cats here, and they're going to call that one against. They're going to call that one against Emma. Emma's going to pick up her first foul of the game. So the Lady Panthers going to retain possession. They're looking for Hill underneath the basket. She gets it. And now we're going to get looks like another foul call. This one's going to go against Blair. So Blair with her first foul of the contest. So 2 fouls against the Lady Cats right away on the defensive end of the floor, rather. Hill on the inbound. She's going to drive it inside, and she floats it up. This little Hill girl is playing a fantastic ball game. She's got 10 of the 13 points that the Panthers have, 11 of their 13 points here tonight. 22-13, the contest score. Littleton with the ball out on the wing, and she's trying to get around to get the ball set out. She gets it back out to Emma. Steal attempt, but Emma loses the handle, and Hill picks up the ball. She's going to get back in transition. She's got a little bit of a push off there, not called, and maybe a little bit of a walk there as well, but we're just going to keep playing. Ball swings across to Humphreys on the near side of the floor. Emma's on her. Lady Cats in man-to-man defense. And now the ball inside to Rawson. And now we've got a foul called on the defensive end of the floor. They're going to call that on Emma. Emma Bryant with her second foul here of the game. Picks up 2 quickly. So now 3 fouls against the Lady Cats here in the second quarter. And now what? Now checking back into the game for the Lady Cats is going to be Lou Prater and Presley Daniels. So now Lady Cats have their original starting 5 on the floor. And so now Humphreys with the ball trying to drive in. Lou loses the step. And now we get a call on the floor. She lost the handle. And what do we have here? Now they're going to call a foul on Lou Prater. So Lou picks up her first foul of the game. And now Lady Cats, with not even 2 minutes into the second quarter, have already picked up 4 fouls. Remember, if they pick up 5 fouls in a quarter, it puts the other team in the bonus, and they'll be shooting the rest of the way. Blair Ball gets with the rebound, and now we get a foul against Bell Hill. Bell Hill picks up her third foul of the contest with 6:01 to go here in the second quarter of action. Lady Cats lead is 22-13, but these officials have all of a sudden got whistle happy out here, and not sure exactly what they're saying, but they're a little whistle happy, John. Prater on the drive inside, and oh, she gets the shot up and not quite able to finish, just a little strong off the iron, but we do have a foul called against Lila Embry. That's going to be her third foul of the contest, and that's going to send Lou to the line to shoot 2. First shot, no good. A little strong off the back of the iron. Lou with their second shot on the way now. That one off the front, rattled around, not quite, it did everything but fall through. So empty at the line for those 2 shots. Now Hill brings the ball back up the floor. She kicks it over to the corner on the elbow where Molly Wright going to pick up a 3-pointer there. Good assist, a nice feed from Hill. back over, and now we got the basket underneath the net going to get corrected, and now the inbound pass. 5:34 to go here in the second quarter. The Lady Panthers have cut the deficit now 22-16 is the score. Presley Daniel with the shot ball, and she gets it around to Lou gets it on the cut to Bogus underneath, and Blair converts. So the Lady Cats make it 24-16. 5:11 to go here in the second quarter, and the Lady Panthers bring the ball back up the floor. Hill with possession. She's trying to set everything up for her offense. Emma's right in her face. Ava flanking, and now 3 out top. So 3-2 zone here for the Lady Cats defensively as Prater, Ashley, and Emma Bryan are out at the top with Bogus and Presley Daniel down low underneath. The ball inside, now back out to Hill. Hill's going to get the ball. She's trapped down in the corner, and she throws the ball off of Emma's foot. So the ball goes out of bounds off of the Lady Cats, and that's going to keep possession with the Lady Panthers here in the second quarter. 4:39 to go. Lady Panthers with possession. And they're trying to get the ball inbounds. She kicks it back out to Humphreys on the back end. So Humphreys gets the ball, and she's going to bring it back into the front court. Now she's trying to set up the offense. Hill's looking to get loose, but Lou is on her like white on rice. And now a steal by Blair Bogus. Blair steps in the way, intercepts the pass, and now Blair's going to bring the ball back up the floor for the Lady Cats. She kicks the ball back over to Ava Ashley, and Ashley's going to get the ball back to Emma Bryant so that Bryant can slow things down and set up the offense for the Lady Cats. Bryant had Emma cut into the basket. She just couldn't find her. Had a defender right in her face, and now 2 right on top of her as she gets the ball inside down low to Presley Daniel. Presley goes up with the shot, and the shot no good, but the foul committed by number 34. That's Briley Durham picking up her first foul of the contest, 3rd foul of the second quarter for the Lady Panthers. Presley goes to the line to shoot 2. Her first shot away is good. So that's that's her first point of the night. Her second shot now on the way, goes in and out, and the ball collected by the Lady Panthers. Ralston on the rebound. 25-16, your score here inside of 4 minutes to go in the first half. Hill with the ball as she brings the ball back up the floor for the Lady Panthers. And again, the Lady Cats have got 3 out top on this 3-2 zone. And now they get the ball over to Humphreys. Humphreys guarded by Prater. She kicks it back to the inside. And now they're going to get Lou with a foul. So Lou with a blocking foul. That's going to be her second foul of the game, and that's going to make 5 for the Lady Cats here in the quarter. So that's going to put the Lady Panthers in the bonus and send Humphreys to the line. Her first shot away is good, and she picks up her first point here of the contest and cuts the lead down to 25-17. 1 more shot to go for her on this possession. Got a little pause here. I don't know if I got some moisture on the floor or. We'll let that one go. Humphreys converts her second shot, and that second shot is good. 25-18 the score. And now the Lady Cats, with a little bit of foul trouble in the second quarter, are going to need to kind of slow things down and be a little bit more deliberate on the offensive end of the floor. Ball over to Ashley on the elbow. Ashley's being guarded there by Wright, and they call Ava with a travel. So a walk against Ava. She just shuffled those feet just a little too much, trying to get the ball inside. 25-18 the score, and the Lady Panthers with possession bring the ball back up the floor on the offensive end. Lady Cats in that 3-2 zone defense. The ball to Ralston. She gets it back out to Hill at the top. She wanted to drive, and instead she gets it down, and then she loses the ball. Ava gets the ball underneath, and now we've got a timeout taken as Coach Ashley's going to take her first timeout here of the contest. So we're going to take a timeout here with 3:06 to go in the second quarter, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Wildcat fans, here we go. Welcome back to WCHS Sports. 25-18 the score. Lady Cats in front here against Mars Hill as we're down in Florence, Alabama tonight. Emma Bryant brings the ball up the floor for Lady Cats. She gets the ball over to Ava Ashley. Ava wanted to get the ball over to Presley Daniel, but Ralston stepped in the way, and instead she gets it to Blair Bogus. Now Bogus drives inside. Nice left-handed layup going to the basket as Blair picks up another 2 points for the Lady Cats here this evening, makes it 27-18. Now Hill brings the ball back up the floor for the Lady Panthers. She kicks the ball over to the elbow in the corner to Mia Humphreys. And now we've got a shot inside, and I'm not sure. They're going to call Presley Daniel, and that's going to send Ralston to the line. So Presley picks up her first foul of the contest. That's 6 tonight against the Lady Cats here in this second quarter of action. So Ralston's first free throw is good. Now Ralston in the line for her second shot. Second shot up and away as well. 4 points on the night for Ralston so far. 27-20 the score. 2:30 to go here in the first half. As Emma Bryant's going to slow things down. She's bringing the ball back up the floor, and the Lady Panthers have gone to a man-to-man defensive set on the defensive end of the floor. They started out in a zone defense, not really able to work, and the ball inside, Lou found Ava Ashley cutting to the basket. She gave it to her, fed her well, and Ava got it right underneath, but then she is fouled by Molly Wright going underneath the basket, so the shot no good, but Ava's going to go to the line to shoot two. First shot is away, and it is good. Ava's second shot on the way now. That one's going to be finding the bottom of the net as well. 29-20 the score now. Lady Cats with the advantage with just over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Hill brings the ball up the floor. And now a pass way across the court. A three-pointer out of the corner for Humphreys is way too strong, right into the arms of Blair Bogus. So Bogus brings the ball back up the floor. She feeds it over to Emma Bryant. And now Emma over on the elbow is going to get back out to Blair. Blair's going to get it over to Ava Ashley, and Ava's going to get it to Emma. Emma's going to give it to Blair. Let Blair isolate on Ralston, and she's going to drive it inside off the front of the iron. No good. She gets a rebound, though, puts it back up. Just a little too strong. And this time Ralston with the rebound. So empty possession there for the Lady Cats. And now we got a push off on the other end of the floor, and no call there. I think that should have been a charge. Shot away out of the corner, no good. Rebound collected by Humphreys, and now Ava Ashley with a massive block. Both ladies go to the floor. The follow-up shot, no good. And so now we've got a flop warning on the floor. What in the world? They're going to say a flop warning against Lou Prater. For that on the other end of the floor. Now, where we come from in Tennessee, buddy, that's a charge. That's not a flop warning. So Emma Bryant with the possession. We're just over a minute. We just got a minute to go here in the first half. The ball inside to Presley Daniel. Oh, Presley with a good drive and a good shot, but Blair comes in, gets the rebound, shot a little strong off the back. Hill's going to bring the ball in transition back up there to the floor, and she takes it all the way back in, coast to coast for a two-pointer. As Emma Bryant tried to get in the way, tried to draw the charge, but no call there on either side. And so Hill with another 2 points is going to convert, and that's going to cut the deficit for the Lady Panthers down to 7. Now the steal by Hill. She gets her hands up and gets in the way. Ava Ashley one-on-one on the defensive end of the floor against Hill, and Ava came out on top of that one. But now we've got a rebound underneath the floor. We got a tie ball, and the possession arrow goes with the Lady Cats. So nice jump ball there. Good job defensively by the Lady Cats, getting back in transition and making sure that possession came away empty for the Lady Panthers after the steal. Emma is going to drive it. She wants to take it all the way. A little too strong off the iron. No good. Ralston with the rebound, and she gives it to Hill. Now Hill's trying to push the pace back up the other end of the floor. The ball off of her knee. It's 5 seconds left. Blair's bringing it back up. Blair, shoot, Blair. And she's going to put it up right underneath the basket. That basket is good. And at the end of the first half, your score, Lady Cats 31, Mars Hill 22. We'll be back with first half stats right here after a few words from our sponsors here on WCHS Sports. All right, Wildcat fans, halftime here at Morris Hill in the Lady Cats contest. Lady Cats in the lead, 31-22 here on the road at Morris Hill tonight against the Lady Panthers. First half stats for the Lady Panthers, number 4, Belle Hill with 13 of the Lady Panthers, 22 points in the first half. She's also picked up 3 fouls in the first half, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. She seems to be their star player, but she is in foul trouble starting the second half of action. Number 2, that's Cadence Ralston, has 4 points on the night. Molly Wright has 3 points, and Mia Humphreys with 2 points for the 22 points total for the Lady Panthers. For the Lady Cats, Blair Bogus out in front, 19 of the Lady Cats, 31 points in the first half, followed by Emma Bryant and Ava Ashley with 5 apiece. Lou Prater and Presley Daniel with 1 point each. 31-22 your score, and we'll be back in about 7 minutes with second half action right here on WCHS Sports. Welcome back to WCHS Sports here, Wildcat fans. We are back here in Mars Hill in Florence, Alabama, as the Lady Cats have a 31-22 lead here at the start of the second half of action. Lady Panthers are going to have possession to start things off, and the inbounds pass is going to be brought in, number 21, Molly Wright. She's going to set up the offense for the Lady Panthers. Lady Cats back into a zone defensively. Ralston with the ball at the top of the key, and she's going to try to swing it around, and Lou Prater gets her hands up and flex it. So nice steal by Lou as Presley Daniel comes out with it, gets it over to Blair Bogus, and Prater finds on the cut inside. She finds Ava Ashley cutting to the basket, but the ball deflected off of a Lady Panther defender out of bounds, and so the Lady Cats going to retain possession. We're going to be keeping an eye on a couple things here as the second half. Ball inside to Presley Daniels. She gets the ball over to Blair. Blair against Ralston. She's trying to drive inside a double team, and she finds Presley Daniel open, and Presley had a good look. Ball went in and out of the basket. I think they put springs in the bottom of these baskets here, as that's the third one I've seen tonight go in and out. Ralston on the rebound, blocked by Ava Ashley, and Ava comes out with it. And so now Ava brings the ball back up the floor, and she's going to swing it over to Emma Bryant as she's going to slow things down, set up the offense here. We're going to keep an eye on the foul situation as two of the Lady Panthers are playing with 3 fouls on the floor. And this is a team that only has 7 ladies on their team, so they're not a very deep roster. And if the Lady Cats can start to drive inside, maybe get them in a little bit of foul trouble, we can take over this game here very quickly. Emma Bryant with the ball out at the elbow, and we've got a tight defense here. Now we've got a foul called away from the ball against Presley Daniel, as Presley's going to pick up her second foul of the game, first of the second half. And so that's going to be possession back to the Lady Panthers. I did not see what the call was, but it was away from the ball. So a non-possession foul. Blair Bogus with the block, and she comes away with it, but she steps on the baseline. So the ball back over to the Lady Panthers. Ralston put the shot up, and Blair was right in her face, knocking the ball away. And she did a great job. She gathered it, came back with possession, but then stepped on the baseline. And now the ball inside to Ralston. Ralston puts up the shot, and the shot by Ralston is good. And that's going to make it 31-24. Lady Cats still out in front here in the third quarter of action. Emma brings the ball up, and she gets the ball over to Prater, back over to Bogus, and Bogus is going to drive almost uncontested inside to knock it off the glass for another 2 points there. So we're back to a 9-point advantage here in the third quarter of action. Wright brings the ball back up the floor for the Lady Panthers, and she's going to try to swing the ball over to the corner, back out to the top, over to Humphreys. Humphreys back over to Wright. Back to Humphreys. Humphreys dribbles, wanted to drive, but the Lady Cats collapse down on her. Now inside to Ralston. Ralston with the double team underneath as the shot goes off of Bogus's hand, and that's going to go out of bounds off of Bogus, and so the Panthers are going to retain possession. 5:45 to go here in the third quarter. 33-24 the count. Lady Cats out in front. The ball out to Humphreys at the top of the circle, and a dangerous pass almost straight off the floor out of bounds. And now she tries to find Hill inside. Instead, she throws the ball to Bogus. Bogus driving back up the floor. She gets Prater cutting to the basket, and Prater with a nice shot. She was hit, a little bit of contact there, but no foul call. And now the ball back out to the top to Ava Ashley. Ashley's going to get the ball over to Lou Prater, and Prater's going to try to slow things down and set up the offense now for the Lady Cats. She's going to get the ball over to Emma Bryant. Bryant now trying to direct traffic as she's going to get the ball over to Bogus at the corner, and Bogus on the elbow is going to swing it back out to the top to Prater. Prater finds Emma cutting across the floor, and now she kicks it back out to Bogus. Bogus with a 15-footer off the front of the iron, no good. And the rebound collected by Ralston, giving up to Hill. And now Hill's going to try to drive it back up the floor. This Hill girl she's a feisty athlete, and she's a little bit of a runner. Right there, the basket is good. And now, once again, we've got to stop to play because, once again, the nets are getting tangled up on the shot. 33-26 the score now as the Lady Cats maintain a 7-point lead. Emma Bryant brings the ball up the floor for the Lady Cats. She's guarded there by Wright, and then she gets the ball over to Bogus. Bogus has got the back out to the top two, Presley Daniel. She finds Ava Ashley on the three-pointer. The three-pointer no good, rolls off the iron, and Bogus collects the rebound. She puts the shot up with Ralston in her face. That was an awful lot of contact for no whistle, and now Hill on the collection brings it back up the end of the floor. She gets it over to the corner to Humphreys, and Humphreys with the shot is no good, and now Ralston underneath the basket puts up a shot, and the shot's going to be no good, but they're going to call a foul on Bogus underneath the basket. That's going to be Blair's second foul of the game, and that's going to put Ralston at the line to shoot two. We got 4:15 to go here in the third quarter. Ralston's first shot is away and good. Second shot on the way, off the back of the iron, no good. Ball tipped back up and controlled by Hill for the Panthers. Her shot goes off the iron, no good, collected by Bogus, but then she puts up a rebound, gets the shot away. The shot no good, but then we're going to get a foul call against Ava Ashley. So Ava Ashley's going to pick up her first foul of the game, and that shooting foul is going to put the Lady Panthers at the line to shoot two. Hill at the line. First shot away is going to be good. Hill, without a shadow of a doubt, the leading scorer for the Lady Panthers here so far tonight. Second shot off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound collected by Bogus and cleared out to Emma Bryant, who's going to bring the ball up the floor. A little bit of pressure in the backcourt as Hill tried to play a little pressure on her, and we get the ball across the timeline. Now the Lady Cats going to slow things down as she finds Prater over on the elbow. And now Prater over to Bogus. Bogus out to Ava Ashley. Ashley wanted to get the ball inside. The ball deflected by Hill as she was trying to get the ball down low to Presley Daniel. And instead, the turnover there committed now the ball to Hill. Hill's going to try to drive, and Ava cuts her off. So she gets the ball back out to Wright, back over to Humphreys, back over to Hill in the corner. The three-point shot going to be short and off of Ralston, tipped out of bounds to the Lady Cats. So empty possession there. We've got a 5-point advantage. Lady Cats in the lead. 33-28 is the score. We're inside of 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter of action as Emma Bryant brings the ball back up the floor for the Lady Cats. She finds Ava Ashley. Ava thought about pulling up a three-point shot, and now she wanted to drive it inside, and we're going to get a whistle, and they're going to say she drug her feet and traveled. And so turnover on the offensive end of the floor is going to give the ball back to the Lady Panthers with an opportunity to bring it up and cut this to a one-score contest. Humphreys with the ball back over to Wright, and she's going to find Durham over in the corner. She gets the ball into Ralston, back out to Humphreys, right at the top, rather. Wright with a three-point shot, no good. The rebound collected by Humphreys, back over to Hill. Hill with a three-point shot, and the three-pointer is good for Hill, and she's going to get fouled on the shot. They're going to call a foul on Ava Ashley, and they're going to send Hill to the line with a chance to convert a 4-point play. That's Ava's second foul, yes. Shot no good. 33-31 is the score. Daniel clears out the rebound, and they get the ball over to Emma Bryant, who's going to bring up the floor. They're going to try to trap her down back to the top of this heat where Ava has the ball. Nice cut there. Presley Daniel on the cut. Ava with a nice feed. Finds her. Presley puts the shot up, is good, and we're going to get a foul on top of it. And so now that's going to be Hill is going to pick up her fourth foul of the contest. They're saying she's only got 3, but my whistle, she's got 4 here on my tally, and the three-point play is converted. So we're back to a 5-point advantage for the Lady Cats on the offensive end of the floor. Lady Cats defensively now bring the ball back up the floor. The Panthers have the ball, and nice defensive play there by Lou. Lou making a good hustle as she tries to cut off the pass, but the ball goes out of bounds, not quite able to control it. And now the inbounds to Wright. Wright is going to have the ball. She's looking for somewhere to go with it. She gets it over to Durham. Durham looking for Humphreys, and she gets it back out to Durham. Durham with a three-point shot. It's going to be short all the way, but the rebound collected by Humphreys. They get the ball to Hill. Hill collapsed down by 2 Lady Cat defenders, and now Emma Bryant cuts off the pass, and the ball out of bounds off the Lady Panthers, and the ball is going to go back over to the Lady Cats. 36-31 the score. 2:12 to go here in the third quarter. Lady Cats are going to need to find a way to get some offense generated quickly and try to take control of this game once again. You get a team like this, and you don't want to let them get crawl back inside and let them have hope. Blair goes up, and she's blocked by Ralston. No call underneath the basket there, even though I'm pretty sure she got her arm and not just the ball. And now the ball kicked off of a Lady Cat defender. So they're going to say that the possession is going to stay with the Lady Panthers. So Humphrey now has the ball, right with the ball, and she's going to bring the ball out to the top where she's going to set things up. Lady Cats in that 3-2 zone defensively. They get the ball over to Humphrey, and the defense collapsed down on her. Now she gets it all over to Hill, who's immediately got two defenders in her face. Ralston inside with the basket. The shot too strong. Rebound cleared out by Bogus, and Blair's going to bring it back up the floor herself as she's going to try to do something here on the offensive end of the floor. She gives the ball over to Presley Daniel. Daniel's got the ball. She gets it back inside to Blair. Blair driving to the basket. The shot, good! And the foul on the play as well is going to send Blair to the line to convert a three-point play. They're going to call that foul against Ralston. That's going to be her third foul of the contest. Blair's shot on the way, and it is good. Three-point play converted. And now Mary Grace Littleton and Addie Odell going to check into the game as Lou Prater and Presley Daniel going to get a breather as the Lady Cats are going to try to set things up defensively. We're back to an 8-point advantage here with just over a minute to go here in the third quarter of action. Lady Cats do have 4 fouls in the quarter. Want to be very careful not to commit number 5 and put the Lady Panthers into bonus here. Swinging the ball around, and Emma Bryant steps in the way. That was great defense. She got her hand on the ball, just not quite able to gather it before it goes out of bounds. Right inbounds to Humphreys. Humphreys with the ball, trying to get the ball down low to Ralston. And now we've got a jump ball, and the jump ball, Emma Bryant got her hands on the ball, and the jump ball is going to give possession back to the Lady Cats. 52 seconds to go here in the third quarter as the Lady Cats are going to inbound the ball, and Emma Bryant's going to bring it up the floor for the Lady Cats. She's going to, loses the handle there, swinging it around. She needs some help. Bogus comes back out to get the ball for her, and now we've got a timeout taken as Coach Ashley is going to take her second timeout here of the game. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take that timeout with them, and we'll be right back with you. Welcome back, Lady Cat fans, here on WCHS Sports. Lady Cats with possession here. 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter of action as the Lady Panthers are going to try to pressure the offensive end of the floor defensively. They're going to put a little pressure on the half-court defense, and the ball goes out of bounds off of the Lady Panthers. Lady Cats going to retain possession. Bryant, Bogus, Odell, Littleton, and Ashley on the floor for the Lady Cats offensively here at the end of the third quarter. Bogus with the ball. She's going to give the ball back to Ava Ashley. Ashley's going to try to drive it around, and she gives the ball up to Bogus. Bogus is going to try to drive it inside. She's going to be stopped. Kicks the ball out to Odell. Odell with the ball. She gives it back over, and Emma Bryant with the ball driven out of bounds. And as she throws the ball back in, intercepted by Humphreys. So now Humphreys drives the ball inside to Ralston. She's guarded there by Littleton. And Littleton right in her face, and with a little help behind her by Bogus, and now Bogus with the ball, and we're going to get a foul call. Looks like it's going to go against the Lady Panthers. And they're going to call Ralston with her fourth foul of the contest, and that's going to give possession back to the Lady Cats. 6 seconds to go here in the third quarter Lady Cats with a 39-31 lead. And now Ava's going to roll the ball down the floor. Clock doesn't stop until Blair picks it up. Blair gets it. 2 seconds to go. She drives, cuts. Basket is good. As a nice clock possession there by the Lady Cats. 41-31 at the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with fourth quarter action. Welcome back here to WCHS Sports. We are in Florence, Alabama at Mars Hill Bible School, where the Lady Cats lead in the fourth quarter, 41-31, as we're getting started here in the fourth quarter of action. On the floor for the Lady Cats, it's going to be Emma Bryant, Ava Ashley, Adeline Odell, Blair Bogus, and Mary Grace Littleton. The ball being swung around as the Lady Cats playing good 3-2 zone defense. Emma Bryant steps in front of the pass. She's going to try to bring it back in transition all the way. The shot strong, no good. Bogus trailing, gets the rebound and the putback. That's about 3 times I've seen Emma get knocked to the floor with no call. And the Lady Cats are getting a little bit physically battered, but we're still coming out here. 12-point lead here in the fourth quarter as the ball swings over to Humphreys. Now Humphreys tries to drive inside, immediately collapsed, and now we've got a call on the floor. What the? As somebody threw a ping pong ball or some sort of a ball on the floor, and that interfered with the I was like, what's the I was trying to figure out what the foul was. I'm like, where's the foul? The foul's against the little orange ball that somebody threw on the floor, and we're not talking about the basketball. Lady Panthers with possession. Wright has the ball. She's going to swing it over to Durham, back over to Wright. Wright being guarded out at the top. Again, Lady Cats in that 3-2 zone defensively as she gets the ball over to Embry. Embry back out to the top, back over to Embry. Embry trying to she wants to get the ball inside to Hill, and Hill now has to come back out to the top to get it. And she's going to take a deep three, and that three off the front of the iron, no good. Chased down by Durham, and then she kicks it over to Wright. Wright with the ball brings it back out. Lady Cats perfectly okay with just allowing them to milk this clock at this point because the clock is on our side as the Lady Cats with a 12-point advantage. Now this 3-point shot away out of the corner, no good, but the rebound collected by Hill, and she puts the shot back up, and the shot rolls off the back, no good. But we're going to get a foul call against Ava Ashley. So Ava picks up her third foul of the contest, and that's going to send Hill to the line to shoot 2. This Belle Hill is without a shadow of a doubt the best player that they've got on their team, as she is leading them in scoring and playing really, really well. So we send her to the line. She shoots 1. I'm a little confused about that. We come on our end of the floor. Emma can get knocked out of bounds with no call. They breathed on her on this end of the floor and get a foul. So, but hey, it is what it is. We're not wearing the stripes. They are. Bell connects on her second free throw shot, so Hill converts those 2 shots and makes it a 10-point advantage for the Lady Cats. Presley Daniel and Lou Prater check back into the game for the Lady Cats. Now Ava Ashley with the ball, and the Lady Panthers in a man-to-man defense as now Ava's going to kick it back over to Emma. Emma's out almost at half court, being guarded very tightly by Wright, and she gives it back over to Ava, who brings it back up the floor. She finds Prater over on the elbow, and then she gets the ball back out to the top to Ava Ashley. Ava finds Blair. Blair immediately collapsed into with the double team. And now Ava gets the ball back over to Presley Daniel. Daniel inside to Bogus. Bogus going to drive and finish. And you know what happens when she does that? It's going to be 2 points without a quail of a doubt. And the only question is going to be, will she get a 3-point play? 45-33 the score here. 5:30 to go here in the contest. Hill floats the ball inside to Ralston. Ralston playing on the floor with 4 fouls. And now we get a jump ball, and the jump ball is going to give possession back to Lady Cats. So Ralston got to get the ball inside, and one of the Lady Cat defenders got her hand on the ball, and they said that there was enough of a dual possession there to call a jump ball, and the turnover back over to the Lady Cats on the jump ball. Bryant brings the ball back up the floor. Tight man-to-man defense by the Lady Panthers here, and she gives the ball over to Presley Daniel. Daniel gets the ball back to Bogus. Bogus being guarded by Hill, and Bogus going to drive it to the basket. Uncontested, is going to lay it in for 2 points. And now Hill brings the ball back up the floor for the Lady Panthers as the Lady Cats have expanded their lead back out to 14 here in the final stanza. Over to Humphreys. Humphreys wanted the three-pointer. Instead, she throws it inside to Ralston. Ralston rolls it off the iron, no good. But Presley Daniels is going to pick up her third foul, and that's going to send Ralston to the line to shoot 2 shots. 4:52 here to go in the contest. 47-33 the score as the first shot strong off the back of the iron. No good. Ralston with her second shot now. And that one's going to be too short. So the first shot too strong, second shot too weak, and now Blair Bogus clears it out, brings it back up the floor. Empty possession there for the Lady Panthers as the ball now back over to Ava Ashley. Ashley swings it around to Presley Daniel. Daniel gets that over to Emma Bryan. Emma wanted the three-pointer, but she's got Hill right in her face just as soon as she got her hand on the ball. Now Ashley being guarded by Ralston. Ava's going to try to dribble it around the left-hand side. I think she wanted to take it, but then she got cut off, and now we get it back out to the top, slow things down, set up the offense. Inside, nice cut by Emma Bryan underneath the basket, and this time Emma is going to draw the foul. Durham is going to pick up the foul. That's her second foul of the game, and that's going to send Emma to the line to shoot 2, and that's going to be the fifth foul, that could be the first foul of the game of the quarter rather for Mars Hill. Yeah, I was looking at timeouts. Lady Panthers with 5 timeouts remaining. Lady Cats with 3. Emma's first shot is good. Second shot off the back of the iron, no good. But the rebound collected by Presley Daniel, and so Daniel's going to get another possession for the Lady Cats. Gives the ball to Ava Ashley, who's going to drive it into the basket hard, and Bogus off of her hand, going to go out of bounds, and that's going to give possession back to the Lady Panthers. 15-point advantage for the Lady Cats with 4:08 to play here in the contest. Lady Panthers bring the ball back up the floor. Humphreys with the ball is going to try to set the offense up for the Lady Panthers. Lady Panthers now going to play with a little bit more urgency as the clock working against them. And again, if you're the Lady Cats, you're perfectly content to let them just take as much time as they want to try to set up their offense and play strong D. Don't let them have a clean shot. Humphreys open in the corner. That three-point shot strong off the back of the iron, no good. And the ball controlled by Emma Bryan on the rebound. So Emma gets the rebound, brings it back up the floor, and she's going to slow things down and try to milk this clock for the Lady Cats with a 15-point advantage. She swings the ball back over to Presley Daniel. Daniel finds Ava Ashley. Ashley with the ball. Nice pick there. And Ava's going to drive it to the basket off the left hand, and she's going to take it all the way. 2 points for Ava is going to make it a 50-33 contest. 17-point advantage for the Lady Cats. Hill now dribbling, driving inside. A fall-down shot as she was trying to get around the defender. Too strong off the back of the iron. Blair Boggins clears it out, finds Ava Ashley going to the hole, and Ava drops it right in. 52-33. We're back to a 19-point advantage. And now Hill brings the ball back up the floor. She shoots a 3. That three-point shot was silky smooth. And that 3 falls for the Lady Panthers. 52-36 now the score. And now the Lady Cats going to take a full time out. We're going to take that time out with them. 2:44 to go here in the contest, and we'll be back with more action. Wildcat fans, welcome back to WCHS Sports here on YouTube with 2:44 to go in the contest. Lady Cats with a 52-36 advantage. Lady Cats with possession here as the Lady Panthers are going to try to set up in a full court press. They are playing man-to-man defense. Ralston guarding Ashley with the ball out near half court as Ashley's going to try to dribble around. And at this point in time, the Lady Cats content just to dribble out and try to wind as much time off this clock as they possibly can. Ava drives into a double team and she finds Presley Daniel. Daniel back out to Emma Bryant. Emma with the ball just holding there, and now she's going to pick up and start the dribble. Being guarded by Humphreys out near the half court circle. Emma's going to drive it down, and now
Call number 42. Daniel, Panther basketball.
They're going to call Presley Daniel within a moving screen there on the offensive end of the floor. That's going to be Presley's fourth foul on the game tonight. So just over 2 minutes to go, they're going to give the ball back over to the Lady Panthers. 52-36 to score. Lady Cats with a 16-point advantage here toward the end of the game. Lou Prater steps in front of the pass and tries to knock it away. And I believe she would have had the steal had the Lady Panthers not fallen down in front of her and cut her off. But instead, the Lady Panthers able to control the ball in the back court. They get the ball inside to Ralston. Ralston back out to Wright. Wright with a three-pointer on the way. Bounces off the iron, off the window. No good. Rebound collected by Presley Daniel, and she's going to give the ball to Ava Ashley. Ava is going to take her time bringing the ball back up the floor here in the fourth quarter. Now she's going to stand there and dribble and tell Ralston, hey, you need to come guard me. And now we've got a blocking foul on the floor away from the ball as I'm not sure exactly what happened. I just looked up and saw Emma Bryant laying on the ground. And so they're going to call a blocking call on Hill. That's going to be her. They say that's her fourth foul, and by my count, it should be her fifth, but okay. We'll give her an extra one. Lou Prater cuts it all the way to the basket. She takes it in by herself right off the window. 2 points for Lou. And now Hill brings the ball back up the floor as she's dribbling out, and she gets the ball back over to Humphreys. Inside to Ralston. Ralston looking for Hill, cutting to the basket. And Hill with another shot in the paint. And that's going to be two more for Hill. 54-38 the score as we're now inside of 1 minute to go here in the contest. Lady Cats going to come out victorious again here tonight in Mars Hill. At this point in time, it's just a question of what the final score is going to be as the Lady Cats with the 16-point advantage inside of a minute to play. Emma Bryant drives the ball inside. She puts up a shot. It's going to be no good, but she's going to be fouled on her way to the basket, and that's going to send Emma Bryant to the line to shoot two as Humphreys picks up her second foul of the game. Sorry, her third foul of the game. Emma's first shot away, short off the front of the iron, no good. And now Embry checking back into the game for the Lady Panthers. Emma's second shot away. This one is true into the bottom of the basket. So 17-point lead now for the Lady Cats, 55-38. Hill with a deep three shot. No good. And this, oh my goodness, Blair trying to go up and get the rebound, and she was just about took her head off there as Ralston came flying in. And a lot of contact, but no call. And now the ball back on the offensive end of the court. Prater finds Blair cutting to the basket. And Blair with the two-pointers off the window. Nice assist there by Lou on the find. And the ball inside to Ralston. Ralston with the shot, no good. Blair collects the rebound, and now she's just going to hold it, and we're going to run out the clock. Your final score here tonight, Lady Cats 57, Lady Panthers 38. We'll be back with final stats and score as we prepare for the boys varsity game here in just a minute on WCHS Sports. Welcome back, Wildcat fans, here on WCHS Sports. Lady Cats victorious tonight in Mars Hill in Florence, Alabama, by a score of 57-36. For the Lady Panthers of Mars Hill, leading scorer was number 4, Belle Hill. Hill finished tonight with 26 points on the evening for the Lady Panthers, followed by Cadence Ralston, who had 7 points, Molly Wright with 3 points, and Mia Humphreys with 2 points. For the Lady Cats, Blair Bogus had a killer night tonight, 34 points, followed by Ava Ashley, who had 9 points on the evening, Emma Bryant with 7 points, Lou Prater had 3 points, and Presley Daniel with 4 points. Lady Cats continue their undefeated streak here to begin the 2024-25 season. And now we're going to get ready here in about 8 minutes for the start of the boys' game here at Mars Hill. Stick with us here on WCHS Sports. We want to remind you that everybody, the stream is going to end here shortly, and the boys' game stream will start in almost immediately after that. So go back to the channel, look for the boys' game stream. You're going to find it on a different stream than the girls' game. So the girls' game is going to stop, the boys' game is going to start, and we're going to have tip-off here in about 7.5 minutes.